You've spent the last 6 months at Tech Mahindra, less than a month as CEO since CP left. As you go about reshaping things, as you go about putting together a strategy for accelerating growth and getting the company back on track, you need to be able to identify what needs to be fixed. Have you got a handle on that?
Look, I think, this is a great company. This is a great company, and CP had been a great CEO. But obviously, in the 10 plus years that he'd been the CEO, the organization had been built around him, right? And so there was the opportunity to reshape the organization, to streamline it, and that's what we've been focused on. Part of it has been, getting the sales organization under 6 strategic business units. It's been getting the IT delivery and the engineering business under a chief operating officer. Our erstwhile CHRO has moved to a market-facing role, so getting a new CHRO. We didn't really have the role of a CMO earlier, so getting a new CMO. So it's exciting, right? It's exciting, the work of, of reshaping what is already a very good company.
Considering the fact that there is a large gap between where your peers are and where you find yourself, almost half of where your peers are today.
Yeah.
So what will the levers be to drive margin expansion?
So look, as far as margin expansion is concerned, those levers are quite well known, right? I think the levers have to do with the shape of the pyramid. Now again, with the pyramid, what I can tell you is that Tech Mahindra today has the most experienced team in the industry, right? Which is why if you look at the transformational programs that we are driving, those are the most stable programs and that have delivered, because on average we have a team with 9 to 10 years of experience as opposed to 2 to 3 years for our peers. So I don't want to lose that advantage fully, but we will have to look at how we reshape our pyramid over time and with growth. There are the service lines, for instance. We have a wonderful partnership with SAP, wonderful partnership with Oracle, a huge amount of work that we do with AWS and Microsoft and Google. These are higher margin businesses. How do we grow those? We have a wonderful digital engineering business, right? Both in India, but we also have 1,000 people in Riga, in Estonia. How do we grow that business? Because that is obviously a higher margin business for us.
You talked about telecom, and of course that has been an area where you enjoy significant amount of exposure. So yes. I wanted to understand from you, what the trajectory looks like as far as telecom in specific is concerned, but also in areas where you're very familiar with, BFSI, healthcare,
yes.
etc.
Yes.
The management commentary from your peers suggests that there are green shoots emerging, at least as far as BFSI is concerned. What's the sense that you get, and what does the deal environment for you look like?
Sure. So look, I think telecom has obviously been just the way, the heritage of the company, right? With Mahindra British Telecom, we are deeper into the networks than any of our peers. That's a business we understand better than anybody else, whether it is level 6 and autonomous networks, or whether it is how you drive more ARPU and greater longevity. Apart from the services side of the business, where we work with more than 300 operators, we also have a very large and robust software business around telecom, for instance, right? We've got a software Mobilytics that helps clients increase their ARPU. We've got solutions around BSS. We've got solutions around OSS. So the telecom business obviously has been stressed for the entire industry for the past year, but I do feel that it is a business that will come back over time. The financial services business, again, like I said, is a $1 billion business for us. We have, I believe, some unique assets over here. We've got a business called CitySoft, for instance, which is a leading business consulting firm based in Boston and London that focuses on buy-side firms, focuses on custodians. We have a very large insurance business on the IT services side that we want to grow. And then we've got a transaction processing business, which is FCA approved in the UK, called Target, again, which we are looking to see how we can grow that.
But let's now talk about AI and the bets that you're likely to make as far as AI is concerned. And what do you really make of the various sort of plans that are emerging, every company taking a stab at what they intend to do internally as well as externally? What's your own take on this?
So my own sense is that AI truly is a transformational technology, right? There's obviously the element of hype. Everybody who was mobile first became digital first, became metaverse first, and now is AI first. So there is certainly an element of marketing pizzazz to it, but there is something very real, right? It is transforming industries, and again, First of all, anecdotally, right, I can give you some examples. For instance, we work with a number of auction houses across the world. And if you look at artwork, for instance, right, you may find a painting that has got a slight rip or a slight tear, or the colors have worn off. AI can help fill in the gaps and show you what the artwork may look like after it is restored, and that's something that we've been working with a client on. For another client, when the Barbie movie came out, they wanted to take their entire catalog, right, which is thousands of items, and paint it all pink. Obviously, no designer or no studio could have done it overnight, but with Gen AI we could do it, right? So that's the anecdotal examples of AI. On a more industrial scale, we built a Gen AI studio where you can use different models, right? Open source models, open AI models, and whether it's for voice or for email or for video or for data, apply these various models and see what the output is. We've also been looking at the sectoral transformation overall of businesses, right? So for instance, the telecom business, how does AI transform networks? How does it transform contact centers? How does it transform customer onboarding and retention? So a whole set of 70 plus use cases for the telecom industry, working with our parent use cases for the auto industry, both in terms of after sales service, but also with the factory floor. So looking at an industrial scale transformation of enterprises using AI. And then obviously, for the various businesses we have, right? Like we have a business which is, no, not a business really, a partnership with FIDE on the Global Chess League. So how can we use AI, for instance, to, make chess more engaging for, hundreds of millions of viewers across the world?